Oliver, Mr. Oliver's resource page. Mr. Oliver, Mr. Oliver, Mr. Oliver's resource page. Mr. Oliver, Mr. Oliver, Mr. Oliver's resource page. Oh, whoa, whoa. Good morning. Well, it's not good morning. It's actually good afternoon. All right, you guys. It's crazy because I'm actually shooting this in the morning, but y'all don't care about that. But let's get right into it. Unit 6, Lesson 2 homework. How's everybody doing today? We're going to get right into it, all right? Now, this unit is all about making metric conversions, all right? So everything is based upon powers of 10, and we're moving stuff from left to right, multiplying by hundreds, thousands, tens, and stuff like that. All right, but the quicker you get acquainted with some of the terms and actually following certain strategies that I'm about to give you, the better you're going to do with this type of lesson, okay? Because this one is kind of straightforward, but it is more of like, you're going to hear me use certain terms repeatedly, okay? Just over the course of like this lesson. One of those terms that I'm always going to be referring to is the journey, okay? Because to me, metric conversions are all about the journey. And what I mean by that is everything starts somewhere and it ends somewhere. For example, every problem that you're going to have is they're going to give you, is going to be given a metric conversion rate, and you are going to have to make that move, whether it's going from big to small or small to big, because that's important. So the first thing that you always want to do when we're talking about the steps for metric conversions is identify the journey. What type of journey are you making? Are you going from big to small or small to big? And that's exactly what I'm going to be asking. You guys are going to hear me. What's the journey? Is the journey big to small or small to big? Because depending on what type of journey that is going to depend on how you go about solving it, okay? Like, for example, if you're going big to small, let's say you're going from meters to centimeters, okay? That's a big to small, which means the units are getting smaller, which means you would have to multiply. The units are going to grow. That makes sense, right? Because if you're starting from a bigger unit, going to a smaller one, you're going to be like, okay, well, the units are smaller, so it's going to be more of them. So it's going to multiply. Whereas the opposite way, if it's a small to big journey, then you're going to have to divide. Okay? So the first thing you do, identify what type of journey it is, big to small or small to big. Okay? And then depending on what that journey is, that's when you take a look at your conversion rate. Okay? Because you'll find out. Let's say you're going from kilometers to meters. Okay, you would check your conversion rate. The conversion rate between kilometers and meters is 1,000. Say it with me, 1,000. Okay, so it would be 1,000. And since we're going from big to small, you would have to multiply. So identify your journey. 2, check your conversion rate. I believe that's right. Ooh, I'm sorry. Yes. All right, so identify your journey. Then check out your conversion rate. And depending on your journey is whether you're going to multiply or divide by that conversion rate. Identify the journey, check your conversion rate. Let's say you're going big to small, you're going to multiply by that conversion rate. Let's say you're going small to big, you're going to divide by that conversion rate. Okay? So those are pretty much the steps. All right, y'all. Now that we got our steps down, we're ready to apply those steps to maybe 1 or 2. I might do 2 problems with y'all because it's early in the lesson. So we'll see what's up. But anyway, this first question is, we're going to convert 3 62/100 kilometers into meters. All right, so now we need to identify the journey. What I mean by that is that they're always going to give you something in one of these problems. What is the unit of measurement that they've given you? Which unit of measurement did they give you in this problem? Don't make me wait. Y'all know I get mad when I have, taking too long, so I'm going to just give it to you, okay? 3 62/100 kilometers. So that is what's given. The beginning of your journey is to kilometers, okay? Now we need to journey. When you journey, you're going somewhere, right? So you're going from kilometers. Here's kilometers. Where are we going? We're going from kilometers to meters. All right. Now, your next step is, what type of journey is this? Okay, we're going kilometers to meters. What type of journey is this? Which one is bigger, kilometers or meters? You let me know. All right. It is kilometers are bigger. Okay. Kilometers are bigger. So we're going from kilometers to bigger, which means our journey is from big to small. So now we need to check our conversion rate and see what type of rate is there between kilometers and meters. We know we're going big to small. And now when we look at our handy dandy metric conversion chart that I put on your homework, you'll notice that kilometers are larger than meters. Well, we know that. And they're actually larger by, the conversion rate is 1,000. It takes 1,000 meters to equal 1 kilometer. All right, so that conversion rate is 1,000. Our journey is from big to small. So now, what do we need to do? Do we need to divide or multiply? Okay, it's big to small, so we have to multiply, okay? Because you're going from bigger units, and then our units are getting smaller, so it's going to take more units to equal that bigger unit. Make sense? If it doesn't, I don't really care, because I can't hear you. That's a good thing. I always say that's a good thing about these. It's a good and a bad thing, because I'll tell y'all I want to hear you, and then I can't hear you, so then I get mad, but then I know I can't hear you. So, all right, never mind. We'll talk about it tomorrow. But yeah, so we need to multiply. So we're going to take that 3 and 6200ths, and we need to multiply that by 1,000. I'm going to go ahead and pull our placement value chart up so we could see the transition, just to make it a little smoother. Because what happens is, when we multiply a number by 1,000, it's going to multiply, lets you know the whole number is going to move to the left. Okay? 1,000 lets you know how many times it's going to move to the left. Since it's 1,000, there's three zeros in 1,000. That number is going to move 3 times to the left. Okay? So now that 3 that started out in the ones place is now 3,000, and that 6 that's in the tenths place is now in the hundredths place, and that 2 that's in the hundredths place is now in the I think in the tens place. All right, let me make sure. I know, yeah, because it's gonna be, it started out 3 and 6200ths, and now it's 3,620 meters. So this next one, we are going to convert 672 centimeters into meters. Now, I'm going to be a little quicker with this one because you already know our steps. Let's identify the journey. You're given centimeters, and we need to change those into meters. All right? So what we got to do is, you should know by now that centimeters are smaller than meters. So our journey is from small to big. All right? So when we're doing that, it's kind of going to be the opposite of what we did last time. We went big to small, so we had to multiply. This time we are going to divide. So let's check our conversion rate. When you look at your metric conversions on your chart, I believe, I just want to make sure, even though I'm like 99.3% sure, let's check. Yes, there are 100 centimeters for every meter. All right, so let's go ahead and do what we got to do. Last time we had to multiply, this time we got to divide. So we are dividing 672 by 100. All right, that means all of our digits are going to move to the right. I think I did a lot of singing last one. I'm not going to sing as much to this one, but we're going to the right, to the right. 672 centimeters. We need to divide by 100. So we're going to the right, and since it's 100, we're going to the right 2 times. So we're going to watch that 672. It's going to go, that 6 goes from a hundreds place to the ones place, which means our new number is 6 and 72 hundredths meters. Okay? Y'all got any questions? Let me hear what you got to say. Okay? I'm waiting. Yeah. Y'all be taking too long. Ain't nobody finna just sit here and listen to y'all. Just sit here and wait for y'all to talk. And then every time I get on these videos, y'all be quiet. I think I might ask y'all to start dropping comments below too. Maybe we could talk in the comments. But keep it professional. Only talk about math. Y'all get on the comments and just get talking about weird stuff. So I need to do like all those other YouTubers. Like, comment, subscribe to what we're doing here in Mr. Oliver's resource page. Does that sound cool? Do I sound like a YouTuber? Do I sound like a content creator? Like, comment, subscribe. All right, that's that, guys. I'm feeling silly. Right now, it's Sunday morning. Yeah, by the time you guys see this, you might not see this till Friday. We'll see how it goes. All right, deuces.